beating both President Trump and President Biden among young people. I'm beating them in independents, which is now the largest political party. So I think that probably is concerned to both the DNC and the RNC and their corporate supporters.
Could Robert Kennedy Jr. play spoiler in 2024? That's the concern for some Democrats as the independent presidential candidate pushes for ballot access in all 50 states. Right now, let's look at polling. RFK Jr. does have a decent amount of support, 18%, though former President Trump still has quite the lead over him and, well, President Biden. NewsNation's Rich McHugh joins us live from West Virginia. Good morning, Rich. I know you spoke to Kennedy before his rally. What did he have to say?
Hey, good morning, Hannah. And first of all, I want to say congrats. Welcome to NewsNation. It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Last night he was here. Bobby Kennedy was here last night campaigning in Charleston, West Virginia. It was a packed crowd. I got a few minutes to catch up with him before the rally. I asked him about the border. Here are some of the headlines. He says Texas and Governor Greg Abbott is in the right. Take a look.
I believe that under the Constitution, that Texas has a right to defend its border. Under Article 4 of the Constitution, the U.S. has the obligation to defend states against invasions by a foreign country. President of the United States, I would be defending it. Texas wouldn't have to do it. So I don't think that would be an issue. The President of the United States should be. This is unsustainable. It's really almost, it's a terrible, it's almost a criminal affront on our country.
He has also shifted his stance a bit on Trump's border wall. He says we need some sort of barrier. I think previously you were opposed to Trump's border wall. Are you now in favor of it in some fashion?
Yeah, I mean, when I went down and saw the border, my mind completely shifted about what's happening down there. And that we don't need a border wall from 2,200 miles from Brownsville, Texas to San Diego. You definitely need a physical barrier in certain parts of the border.
Now, the biggest issue he faces is getting on the ballot in every single state. He's on the ballot in 2 states, New Hampshire and Utah. I'd also asked him about something I'd heard President Trump had called him early on and asked him about being his VP. I asked if it were true. Take a look. If he asked you that today, what would your response be?
I would not take that job. I'm flattered that President Trump would offer it to me, but it's not something that I'm interested in.
Did he reach out, or his team?
People from the team have reached out to me.
Now, I also asked him about media coverage and whether he feels that he's been essentially frozen out of the conversation by the main networks. He says, absolutely, Hannah.
Rich, I've been on the campaign trail. It's very exciting. I am curious, what was the energy like at Kennedy's rally in West Virginia yesterday? Was there a lot of energy? Did people feel like they were looking at their next president?
It was first of all, it was packed. I mean, this is the country. We're 3 hours from any major city, but it was packed, and there was a lot of cheering and a lot of applause, unprompted. So the people here like him, and there was definitely an energy that was unmistakable, for sure.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.